Okay, hello everyone this time. I put in the wrong function. Hello! Hello, hopefully you can hear me now. Hello everyone on Twitch. Hello, Wizard, JP, Porky, Adonis. Hello, hello. Also, you notice I have a bit more emotes now. Just because most of them got approved already. So I got the Hit Pat one. Very cute. That one was drawn by Nim. Very cute. Yeah, we got the blushy emote, which I think is for the other tiers. So we got the cheer emote, and also we got the lurk emote, and Ingy. So yeah, uh, we got a few more you can use. I didn't watch a new Pinocchio movie. I'm too scared to. Don't watch it, Kendall. Don't watch it. Also, hello. Don't watch it. Don't. Just watch the original 1941. That's all you need to know. All you need, really. I watched it, so you don't have to. I did on Pump once, and I was pretty much disappointed. Another new one already. It's the Disney one, the one that just came out. But there's another one for Guillermo del Toro that's coming out in November and also December. So be sure to watch that instead. Maybe. 1941 hits all the right spots. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But also the Garone Metodi, Matteo, I forgot his name. I can't pronounce this. Too Italian for me. The 2019 Italian live action is also really good. But we're not here to discuss just Pinocchio, even though Dantes redeemed the hit pet. ちょっと待ってなね。ヘトパト、ヘトパトだパペ、やったね。I spent a lot of Pinocchio lately, though sadly not all of for the better. Yeah. I will admit the Polly Shore one, the Yasumai Pinocchio is very funny. It's very funny if you're drunk and you watch it with friends, which is what I did this year. But I'm looking forward to the Del Toro one because it's what a good way to end the Pinocchio year with like a really, really good Pinocchio movie. So I'm not disappointed. It's food for me. Even if the food is not good, I will still eat it because it's made for me. Being drunk with friends makes most things a lot better. I agree. Very wholeheartedly. So today I wanted to do something different because I remember for my re-debut, let me take out the headpad. I did a tier list for Disney attractions, which was a lot of fun. But I figured this time we'll focus more on the movies and maybe we'll do like a Disney Loli Show tier list as well. So we're just gonna be here to have fun. Probably not gonna be a super long stream. Give you my what's the word? Give you my opinions on some of these movies. Yeah, my personal opinions. Some of them I have seen quite often, some of them not so much. So we'll have to see if any of them will make the list, you know? So, anyway, let's get started. I'm probably gonna put in some music, although I need to be careful with what type of music I put in because DMCA. So maybe I could put Kingdom Hearts music because that's still Disney. Ah, arigatou gozaimasu, Space Cats, for following me. Hello. Yeah, DMCA is a pain. I remember years and years ago, I watched my friend on Twitch. He's a perler artist. He used to stream on Twitch and play Disney music pretty often. I don't know how he got away with it, but I think that was before they got more strict with the music choices. So that's pretty disappointing. But yeah. Oh, good day, Space Cat. Hello. So let's get started. Before I end up forgetting, because either way we're here for a chill time. No games today. But also September is almost ending, so I wanted to take advantage of it before it ends for good. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so we're gonna start off easy. Let me put on some music first. Let me just try to find a good playlist that won't get me banned. Thankfully for Kingdom Hearts, it's video game music, but you can't play the opening theme song or else you get spanked for it. Like, fuck. I don't want to get spanked. Don't spank me, Utaru Hikari. So, I have to find like a good one. So, hopefully you guys have been well. I know it's pretty sudden for me to stream without a schedule nowadays. But hopefully today has been good. And also if you're in Florida, I hope you stay safe from where you are. Kingdom Hearts royalty free music would be cool. And better if without song saves and the entire audio segment's muted. My day has been going good. Been playing Cyberpunk 2077. I'm guessing you also saw the anime. I saw the anime too. Today's been a good day for me so far. That's good. That's good. Let's get started. Hopefully you can hear. I think it's kind of low. Hold on. Music's very quiet, yeah. Wonder why is that? Oh, I think I know why. I know why. It's because of Spotify I put it low. Could be better now. There we go. I like how anime brought back 2077. Even though 2077 Cyberpunk is like super glitchy. And I've been watching Vinny Vinesaus who streams it and it was super hilarious how fucked up that game is in terms of quality. A new Terraria update dropped finally and I might not sleep tonight. Oh no. Need to get as much coffee in you as possible. Okay, you can hear it now. Lower it a bit, please. Okay. Hopefully that's better now. I lowered it just a smidgy. Hopefully it won't overpower it when I talk. Make it a little higher. That's better. Misery, I'm making you a tier list of every single adaptation film of Pinocchio. That's cool. I know someone in my server that I'm in, they made a tier list of Pinocchio, which is very crazy. Even though I haven't seen every Pinocchio, but I'm just that faithful to the Disney version, I guess. But some of them I've seen and they're okay. They're okay. Some of them better than others, because not all Pinocchios are made equally. It's because it's kind of hard to adapt it, especially when the original story is so dark. Most of them just copied the Disney formula, which is pretty obvious. Anyway, let's get started. Glitches sometimes be hilarious. That's so true. Some glitches are more fun. Disney is quite successful, so it seems the kind to try and copy. Yeah. So anyway, let's start from the beginning. Snow White. I think this song is dive into the heart. Yes, this song is very fitting. That's our first one's Disney princesses. Remember Snow White being there. So for Snow White, let me put a tier list here. For F, I'll just put for not seen. And the text is like very bright. Hold on. I think it's because I put everything on auto force dark. There we go. The light. Okay, not seen. S tier, well obviously God tier. D will be like the new F. Pretty much. My eyes, it burns. Just waiting for a slime Disney movie, all honesty. You want Slime Girl Disney Princess? Is that what you want? Yeah, I'm sorry for the brightness. It's so bright. Ugh. Maybe I should just go back to the force dark mode. If I'm being honest. Ooh. Even though we can't see here, but we know that this one's supposed to be not seen, unless I don't know if we can change the color. Whatever. Anyway, Snow White. I used to have like a pretty short-lived Snow White phase. Because there's a lot to appreciate in the movie, even though it's very old-fashioned for Disney standards. Literally the first fully featured animated movie. Because beforehand they were doing a lot of shorts. A lot of shorts that you would see in the movie theater. Before the main picture would show. So they really paved the way when making this movie, which is considered a masterpiece. And, as you know, the first movie, but also it's the beginning of all the Disney cliches you can think of, like Singing Birds, musical Disney movies, princesses, damsel in distress, all that stuff. It's the beginning of every Disney cliche you can think of. Contrast of those tiers bugs me, but better than with the white page. Yeah, it does. If only I could just wonder if I can. I don't know if I can cheat. Yeah, because the Greek kind of bugs me, but I can't do anything with it. So anyway, Snow White. I really do love the movie, how it starts out, because it starts out really intimidating, you know. You see the villains literally the first shot. Thank you for the gift sub, JB. Thank you. For the 3 gift subs. Thank you. Very much appreciated. The movie starts out that you know, like all the things that gets mentioned, like the 7 dwarves. The evil queen being the most iconic. It's not like a super intimidating villain. Up until she turns into the evil hag, but hold on. But this shot really there's like a shot, like, yeah, this shot right here, it like fucks me up. Hold on, I need to move it. Yeah, this shot really fucks me up because it looks so intimidating with how the face is sculpted and everything, and I feel like they really nailed the creep factor, which if you don't know, Disney movies from the 30s onto the 40s until they hit the 50s. Well, the 50s kind of the end of it, but it was also known as the sugar and tar segment of Disney movies, because it starts out really sweet, really innocent-like, but then it has like a lot of fucked up moments in it, which is namely a lot of movies that show up in this year from the 30s to the 40s, especially movies like Bambi. I still find it weird though that she becomes old hag. Yes, I don't know, it kind of makes her more frail this way, but you can really, I guess it's supposed to showcase like how she really is on the inside, because the outside she's already beautiful, but the inside she's like really fucked up, you know? I wish I could go more in depth, especially with showing you some songs, but of course I can't because of DMCA. Also, the very iconic Poison Apple. Poison Apple. Yes, very iconic. Very iconic piece of the movie, because after that we would see like a lot of Snow White being linked together with poison apples, because that's the driving force of her dying, and then she gets brought back to life with a kisu. Also, the Disney ride for this it used to be really cool because it will focus more on the scare factor more than anything, but now they just toned it down, which is like meh. I like it though, but it's not the same. It doesn't hit the same as it did before. Okay, a little sad. But also Snow White is known as the first lolly Disney princess. She's at least 14. Makes her very innocent, frail. She's Snow White. But also, I don't like that Snow White is also getting a live action, because it's really gonna do a big damper on Walt's first masterpiece, you know. Look, she isn't perfect, but she's very breathable. Trust me, she's also very sassy, because she's also has like a mom type. With the 7 dwarfs who are just really 7 Oji-sans who can't take care of themselves. God, it's always live action now. I know, I don't like it. I had some hopes for Pinocchio, but then that didn't deliver as much as I would hoped. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna see this. Not gonna see the live action, even though it's gonna be all the way in 2024, and who the fuck knows what's gonna happen after that. Should we make a new movies? No, let's just copy one for one, copy old movies and do slightly different. Yeah. We could have just left it alone, you know? I mean, I'm kind of more forgiving of back then when Disney used to do those cheap straight-to-video Disney sequels. They were so cheesy, but in the good way. They were like so low quality, but they were so funny. For that, I kind of miss that era. So anyway, for Snow White, also I forgot to mention, the ending is like super, what's the word? It's like, it's so... Not really dramatic, but like the way the tone they captured it is like so depressing. It made me cry a few times. And I'm just like, ugh. That really hit it. I remember this Snow White for the first opening, from what I read, Walt Disney got a standing ovation because of how sad the ending was. If you watch the movie, you'll probably understand. I don't know how else I can do this presentation without actually showing clips. Because I'm afraid of DMCA. Unless I show it like, without noise. Let me see. Maybe I can show it without noise. Just mute it. Disney. I know YouTube is allowed, because, I've seen some people, they do like, you know, They do like a YouTube showcase. So I think it's okay as long as I mute it. As long as I mute it, it's okay. And I feel like, well, you can't even show a short clip of anything Disney without them being singing the hell out of it. Yes, but if I just mute it, then maybe it'd be okay. Maybe, I don't know. Beautiful in death, and that the doors cannot find in their hearts to bury her. I always thought this segment of Time Skip is like really pretty. Just the typography and how you can see the different seasons changing. So she was buried for like to fall, to winter, and then she was brought back in spring. The prince who searched far and wide heard of a maiden who slept in a glass coffin. I think the shot is really pretty. Like, oh hi Lanka. Hello, we're just discussing Snow White though. Beginning of our tier list. Like, oh, she's in a glass coffin. Wow, my dead Lodi wife. Oh, muy depressing. So sad. If only I can turn out the music, because I swear the music just makes it better. I swear. Music makes it better. I arrived a few minutes before, but hello. Why a glass coffin though? I guess because they don't want... Because she's still so beautiful, even in death, that so they don't want to part with her. They just want to continue looking at her. They can't put her in their hearts to bury her, so they just fashion a glass coffin so she can stay pristine. But in reality, she's actually just sleeping. Really dead. More like in a coma, I guess. Then the prince, the age gap prince, comes in. He only shows up in the beginning. Sings a really nice song, and it was like, oh. She said, now it's time to move in. Giggity giggity. Ugh. No, Alice, it's not your turn. We'll discuss you later, Alice. Is this a Wonderland song? Oh, so to our surprise. Oh, kiss! I thought this was a Wonderland song playing. Oh, so sad. And then she wakes up. Which I guess I think in a novel, she like vomits out the piece of apple that was stuck in her throat. And I was like, ah, okay. I swear the music makes the scene so emotional. I cried almost every time. It's more so how it was executed, and you know, cause you could just do like any old scene of like just waking up from a coma, but it's like it feels like a good payoff for the ending of the movie. The music, swelling, and everything. It's like so good. So anyway, yes, I cry every time. Yes, I do cry. Anyway, I think Snow White is a decent movie. I don't know if I would put it as my favorite princess movie, but I'll put it like an A. Anyway, Anyway, we don't need a discussion why Pinocchio's in S tier. We don't need to know. You already know. You guys all know me. Of course, it would put in S tier. What else could I say other than the movie slaps? Slaps balls. Why is Pinocchio in S tier? Oh, you know. You know. No. What's a Pinocchio? What's a Pinocchio? What's a Pinocchio? I'm gonna slap you, silly boy. Pinocchio. One of the best movies ever, because after the success of Snow White, they took creative liberties and was like, fuck it, we're gonna put the entire budget onto Pinocchio. And no, the movie did not do great by any means because of the fucking war that was going on in Europe. So that kind of ruined the financially for Pinocchio, sadly. Very bad timing, but I think one video I can share is something about the Pinocchio premiere. Because a movie premiere was very hilarious and I want to share with you. I think for this I can put audio. I think. If not, I apologize. And Disney Dan is really funny. He's really good. He has really good videos. I watch a lot of Disney tubers because I'm a freak like that. Let's skip. We're gonna watch a little bit because this counts. This counts as Disney history, if you will. And it's very funny.
A companion to our latest full episode featuring the costumed evolution of Pinocchio, both in and out of the parks. If you haven't watched this latest episode of Distory, make sure
I met Disney Dan in person, like twice at the Disney convention. It was very fun. He has a Figment plushie with him. It's a puppet.
Pinocchio featured film in 1940 has a rather interesting and, shall we say, revealing story. While there is no photographic evidence of these events,
show me the panties.
The story is still great and worth sharing.
Yes.
Riding high off the huge box office.
I will say, for all the movie reviews I've seen of the live-action Pinocchio, I'm glad that most, if not all of them, start their reviews by praising the original. I'm like, yes, you get it. You get the original is damn good. Yes, you get it. You understand me. I feel seen. Now let's rip this live-action apart, because fuck is it. Anyway.
That was Snow White. Walt Disney wanted to impress and entertain the guests, especially the children, of those attending the featured film's premiere. To do this, Walt himself hired 11 little people to portray a little wooden puppet turned real boy in
never mind. I lost my train of thought.
At the Center Theater in Rockefeller Center in New York City, which at the time had a large marquee overhang above its entrance. Walt thought it would be the perfect stage for the 11 Pinocchios to stand high.
He does. It did for 32 minutes and had to keep getting worse.
This was an all-day event, and
they have people on top, dressed as Pinocchio, and be like, "Come look at our movie." And it's like, cool. Well, I guess you don't see stuff like this anymore when promoting them. Then again, this was the 40s, so things were a lot different back then.
Theater for several hours. In preparation, they were well stocked with plenty of food and also, apparently, plenty of alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol, because that's
a
canon in the movie, at least.
Out from dancing in the sun under those big, uncomfortable masks and turned to the food and alcohol.
Yeah.
This is when the
Get
event
drunk.
began to deteriorate quickly.
Get busted.
Soon, the group of growingly intoxicated Pinocchios began shouting and carrying on with each other, laughing, swearing, and making a scene.
In front of everyone.
11 little people decided it would be funny to take off all his clothing, and eventually the rest of the group followed suit. Before you knew it, the roof of the theater was filled with drunk, nude dwarves swearing and shouting at each other and...
promoting Pleasure Island.
The event got so out of hand that eventually the cops had to be called, and when they arrived on scene, scaled the roof, they discovered the gang of little people hanging out and gambling, of course. When the police tried to...
So anyway, you get the idea. It was a very funny first day premiere for Pinocchio. But I don't know if most of you are familiar with me that I really do like this movie a lot, especially basing my VTuber model off of a puppet. Yes, very base, very base. That's one way to promote it, and it's still accurate because you're like, oh, these people are like gambling, smoking, drinking. Then you watch Pleasure Island, it's like, oh yeah, now I get it. Now I get it. But one thing I really do love is I guess through a Shota kind of perspective, the Pinocchio is very cute, very innocent. It's like very fragile, and he's very prone to uh being molested, but also kidnapping, donkey trafficking. The Pleasure Island was also a great scene, but also very horrific. Maybe I can show more scenes if I can. As there's a really great shot at the beginning of the movie when he's about to go to school, and it's like a one shot, and they use like a I forgot what the type of camera is called, multi-plane camera, I think, where it's all in one shot, and you see the zoom in and zoom out to a different perspective, and it's like so cool. Ito. You have to remember to be careful. Ito. I wonder if I can find it. I guess this one. Ghost Scooter. Maybe I should have just done this with Snow White, but then again, I did do it. Yeah, look at it. Look at it. You'll see, all of it is done in one shot, and there's no cuts. It's like, and it's a giant painting, if you will. I don't know how well to explain it because you also have to animate it, but it's like a long sweeping painting of all the villages drawn, and you have to use a multiplane camera to go to different layers. I don't have a better way of explaining it, but it's kind of along those lines of that. You see the different perspectives where you just zoom out and zoom in. So cool. So cool. The animation was so good. So ahead of its time. You know, this was before technology got super advanced. So you can see just how much of a marvel of animation it is. I wonder if I should share the Pleasure Island scene, because that's always really cool to see. Because one thing the live action could not succeed in was committing to the dark atmosphere of Pinocchio, which is very infamous for. It's very toned down, unfortunately. There's a lot of course, smoking and drinking that's supposed to be canonical in the movie. Not so much in the novel, though. The Pleasure Island is played out much differently. But Walt Disney wanted to go the extra mile with wanting Pleasure Island to be like a cautionary place that kids should avoid, or else they'll turn into donkeys or whatnot. You know, even the alcohol in the live action got replaced with root beer, which I don't like. Why? What? This is one thing I was afraid of, because they would tone down so much, and even though they did attempted to do donkey scene, it wasn't nearly as terrifying as I would have liked it. Unfortunate, because that was the main highlight of what I wanted out of this live action. So you see a lot of the Nadi Shodas getting taken away by the Edo coachman, and there's my OTP. Pinocchio Lampy I shipped together. So JB said, like in an IRL movie, you can't just run a dolly for 200 feet. But in animation, you have to have it all drawn out in place and show zooming. You have to have the cells on a dozen different layers so you can move around backwards at once to show zoom correctly to show depth. Or like a paraplex scrolling, where then moving left and right, the foreground has to move faster than the far distance background. I agree. There's a lot that you can successfully do in animation, and less than in live action, because live action has its limitations. Even with all the CGI, there's still limitations. But in animation, let me put the music back on. Animation, there's a lot to offer, a lot of freedom you could do. I can imagine Tiny Misery watching this and her brain going, "You see that? You must fuck him up." Yes, every time. Treasure Island was like my favorite segment, even though the movie is super dark. And every time I mention it to a few people who I talk to, when I bring up Pinocchio, they're so like, sometimes they're like, "Oh, that movie is so scary. The donkeys, that was like so traumatizing for me." And it's like, yes, I'm glad that a movie like Disney can have such a dark reputation. It makes me miss when movies used to have like a lot of dark themes in their animations. And even then, kids could handle it. That was like really a highlight for most films back in the day. You're like, oh, because it gets talked about a lot. It's like, oh my god, do you remember this one traumatizing scene? Like, oh my god, yeah. It really leaves an impression on you. Not so much if the movie is just, you know, meh. Like, it's too safe. Like, this thing now is too safe. How Miji said, or even just when kids' movies in general were in sterile. Yeah. The movies didn't actually have drinking or smoking or actually corruption. They just made those parts actually dark. Yeah. So an animation that all has to be planned out beforehand versus live action being, turn the camera on. Yes, there's a lot of genuine love and love for the artistry when it comes to this movie. A lot of animations been succeeded even back when, you know, this was just this Disney's second movie. They didn't really have their, you know, big name for themselves just yet, because they were still starting out. So I don't know, I can go on more about why this movie is based, but I think I already said enough. To make it short, this movie is really impressive with this animation skills. If anyone says like, oh yeah, Pinocchio is masterpiece in animation, they are absolutely right on it for many reasons. So I would definitely consider this S tier. Even if I wasn't Pino Fujo Shotokan, I would still put this in S rank. It's just that memorable, and I think more people should go back to it and rewatch it and remember just how much love went into this movie. If that makes sense. A few old kids movies were based on Grimm Brothers books, weren't they? Yes. This one was written by Carlo Collodi. He was the original author of Pinocchio, which was very episodic at first because he would only release the written books. Well, it wasn't a book at first. It was just like a small segment in a newspaper, and afterwards it got evolved into a book. That's why Pinocchio is the way it is in terms of being feel like episodic. Yeah, a lot of love and appreciation. A lot of genuine people who want to do storytelling all went into this production. Yes. Again, I could turn this into a Pinocchio stream, but we have a lot of movies to go on for. So, Fantasia's next. To be honest, I don't really like Fantasia that much. It's good for what it is. It's like, you know, animation mixed with sound design, with orchestra. It really has a lot of memorable moments, but I feel like the fact that a movie doesn't really have that much of a narrative or a plot, for that matter, it just makes it a little boring for me. Also, interesting enough, this movie did come out in the same year as Pinocchio, and I think this one also failed financially because of the war, but Walt Disney was very daring when he made this movie because he wanted to do something completely different from the last two. He wanted to express something with art and music. This Fantasia would most likely be the type of movie you would put on in a museum, just so you can admire the animation and sound technique without actually focusing on any overarching plot or anything. But it does have some really great moments. One of the really iconic movie parts was Sorcerer Mickey, which we later would see in many other Mickey properties. Also, Knights of Bald Mountain is really good with Chernabog. Also, I think Pastoral Symphony is really good with the... Go ahead. Hope I say your name right. Thank you for following. Also, as I was saying, Pastoral Symphony was really good. Let me see. Fantasia. It has like a lot of cute centaurettes. Yes, that's how you pronounce it. Centaurs and centaurettes. She's so cute. She's so cute. Look at her. I really love the overall design choices. It's very soft. It's like Greek mythology mixed into it. So cute. It's so cute. I would loot them. I would loot these turrets. They're very waifu material. Yeah, some of them do have a little bit of booba. Or they're just covered with hair or flowers. Very sex. The cupids are very cute too, but they're too... They're too toddler cunt for me. That makes sense. I don't really have a lot to say about this movie because it's not really... Damn it, Private Shift. Not really a movie that I would go out of my way to watch. Yeah. Not much a lot to say. Back when tasteful nudity was okay. Yeah, I don't know what was that with that GIF I just tried to press. I just wanted to see the centaurs and centaurettes. Let me just see them. Very cute. I love the design. I want the pigtails is especially cute. Shira mentioned that he really loves this movie, so maybe one day I'll revisit it and see what he thinks of this movie. I know he said he really loves Fantasia 2000, which is the sequel that came out, but I never seen that either. So I don't really have that much of an opinion for Fantasia other than a few iconic moments that were remembered throughout the years. So, yeah. Let's move on. I would probably put Fantasia maybe in a C. So next is Dumbo. Dumbo is an okay movie in my opinion. It's like a smaller movie compared to the others. A simpler plot. Of course, even though it was a smaller movie, it actually did more financially better than the other movies, which were a lot more higher quality. Dumbo I loved as a child. Dumbo is very cute. He is a cute little elephant baby. Unfortunately, his live action did not translate well at all, which is no surprise. Sadly, Dumbo does have one racist song, but to be honest, it's kind of catchy, so I kind of forgive it a little. Just because you see an elephant fly is kind of catchy, but yeah. Back then, Disney movies were kind of yabai, to be honest. Pink elephant scene though, that was really iconic. Didn't watch that. But without music, of course. Very, very, very iconic, but also very psychedelic. This movie came out shortly after Fantasia, so you can definitely see a lot of influences with terms of how it was executed. Since that's less of a PC side. Probably Disney doesn't like it fondly due to the crows. Yeah, understandably so. But yeah, a lot of people remember pink elephants, and a lot of people said that this scene was kind of fucked up, which, yeah, it's really trippy, really psychedelic. Sadly, they did not even make it into the live action at all, which is like, what's the point, you know? Tim Burton worked on it. He could have had like plenty of opportunities to get really fucky with pink elephants. But sadly, you did not. But yeah, that one was burned into my memory. Yeah! I wish I can play the song. The song is also pretty catchy as well. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on is all I can say. I like Dumbo enough, but probably not as much as most people would. I would say it's okay. It's an okay, simpler movie if you just want something to turn on and have in the background. I would say it's yeah, pink Pepto-Bismol elephants. And this is what happens when your baby elephant gets into the medicine cabinet. It's not very fitting with the Kingdom Hearts music playing in the background, but you get the idea. I would say Dumbo is like another good C. It's not bad. It's not that good, but it's like an okay. Sorry if I'm explaining too long on certain movie, but I'll try to get through these as quickly as I can. Bambi, we all know Bambi. I think Bambi would go like in a C. It's also like more of a slice of life type of movie. More like you can see the different segments of the season Bambi going through life. It's a coming of age story. It's very a lot of people they know Bambi through that one scene because of the whole my mom died, she got shot, which is also funny because winter is known as the season of death, and his mom died in the winter, and he was born in the spring, which spring represents rebirth, or flourishing new life. So I kind of like how the seasons play a role in the Bambi as well. Not a lot to say about Bambi, but I would say that it's an okay movie. I'll try to go through these as brief as possible, by the way. I already went on a tangent with Pinocchio. Bambi's story remains sort of popular for a long time now. Yes, and I think most of that popularity came from Thumper and Miss Bunny. Those two get seen a lot. But also I think the cuteness factor is what kept Bambi around the longest. Yeah, very cute movie. Maybe one day I'll watch it. But I would say the scenes where Bambi's mom died, it was very brief. Because immediately after we get the revelation his mom died. Bambi is alone with his father now. And then immediately cut to it's like a time skip in spring and everything's happy. It's like there's no time to actually feel for these emotions, No time for these to see the character go through life without the parental figure that he looked up to the most. Which, off topic, but I think a movie like Land Before Time, at least the first one, really establishes what Bambi should have been. Cause you really stay with the character and you feel the loneliness that Littlefoot feels after his mom dies. It's kind of the same thing with Bambi, but I feel like they played it more with the emotional factor. Because in Disney, I guess they were too scared of having the audience feel too sad after that, so they had to immediately time skip and remind people oh, this is a fun movie. A fun little Disney movie. Oh yeah, Flower. Flower is cute too. It's also funny that a majority would think Flower is a girl skunk, but then the time skip happened. You're like, oh, it's a guy. So it's Disney's first confirmed femboy. Yeah, I think Bambi would be a good scene. Saludos Amigos is kind of where the package film starts. These were much shorter films that came out also during the wartime because Disney did not have the budget to do any full motion picture movies. So they needed to do these small short package films just to get their head above water. Yes, femboy based. Flowers and the confirmed femboy, but about the package films, there's not much to say, but it is the birth of what we know today as the Three Caballeros, which they're very popular Latin American birds. But this is where we start off on. I don't really have much of an opinion because it's also the beginning of Disney's putting in live action together with animation, which is before Mary Poppins and Roger Rabbit. I would put Saludos Amigos in D. I feel like Three Caballeros is where it blossomed more. I put in also in C. Yeah, let me see. I'm sure you people know the Three Caballeros. Three Caballeros. I can't play their song. But they're the Three Caballeros. There's Panchito. I'm sorry the video's so low quality, it's all I can find. And then there's Jose, the Brazilian bird, and Panchito's the Mexican bird. Never heard of it. They're really popular though. Every time you see those two together, you would also see Donald, because Donald is playing the role of the audience. He's the one who's being introduced to these new cultures. Latin America is like Brazil and Mexico. I forgot the name, but I remember the green parrot. That's Jose. Yeah. mostly this package film is what made these three really popular. There's a lot of Donald's fans are also Three Caballeros fans. I guess I can say the appeal, but the movie did not sell it for me as much. Probably because there's too many segments that go to different places. Because this is a short film and there's not really much of an overarching plot. This is mostly just a vacation video of Disney, which, funny enough, the Disney and the animation crew, they took a vacation to South America. They took a lot of photography, videos, and they're like, hey, we're gonna make a movie here. So we're gonna film a lot of scenery and implement it into our film. And so that's pretty much how the Three Caballeros came to be. Interesting, never heard of before. Huh, I'm surprised, actually. Unless you're like a... I guess, I don't know if only hardcore fans can know of the Three Caballeros, because you do see them a lot. Especially nowadays that they're picking up popularity more and more. But yeah, hell yeah, having a work reason to go on vacation for like 3 months would be great. Yes! I can only imagine how they're able to interact with the locals in South America, and was able to have them be like, hey, do you want to be in a movie while I film my vacation videos, but also draw this funny duck next to you, for a thing. If they get popular enough, Disney might make another movie. Maybe. I think they did make like an animated series on Disney Plus, which I watched a bit of it, and it was okay. I can see them singing to the vocals of the music. What, the Kingdom Hearts music? Which I'm also surprised, yeah, that's a series. I'm also surprised that they haven't appeared in Kingdom Hearts yet. That's definitely something I want to see. I want to see the Three Caballeros interacting with Walt Disney. I mean, Donald. So yeah, let's see. It's okay. It's not a movie I would go after, go out of my way to see it. Make Music Mine is kind of the same. But then most of the package movies are kind of boring, really. But they have a few segments here and there that kind of make it worth watching, or at least memorable enough. But yeah, they fall into the obscure factor. Unless if you're either Three Caballeros or Mr. Toad and Ichabod, I would put that in B. That's actually a really good package film. Like 2 original stories packed into one. You got Mr. Toad, Wind of the Willows, you got Ichabod from Sleepy Hollow. And it's like really, really cool. And the fact that it's also a good fall movie, so maybe later next month we'll stream Ichabod and Mr. Toad. They have especially the Ichabod story is really fitting for Halloween. Especially with the tone and everything. And of course, they made a Disneyland ride based on Mr. Toad, which in my opinion is an okay ride. But I feel that they should have done what Haunted Mansion does and shift the ride into Ichabod during Halloween season. That's just me, of course. It'll probably never happen, but it's wishful thinking because it would fit, because the 2 movies share the same movie. I don't think I've ever seen the characters, just in general, much less knew about it, so I think hardcore fans know this is about right. Yeah, hardcore fans would know the movie and the characters for not just Caballeros, but like any obscure Disney movie that doesn't get talked about a lot. There's just so much Disney stuff I've never heard or seen. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to educate you about the Disney. But don't worry, I got your back. I got your back. You know, 1972 is a flimsy twink. Yes, I need to remember which Pinocchio that is because there's so many. But anyway, now we've exited the package era of the 40s. Now we enter the 50s, and I would say Cinderella, a good A tier. I would say Cinderella is definitely my favorite Disney princess. because of, you know, I don't know if there's a better way to explain it without getting into further detail, but I can appreciate Cinderella as a strong character. Not so much in the way that most people see someone as a strong character. Like, she doesn't fight or anything, but she uses her kindness to get through her life in an abusive family. And she uses that kindness towards her little mice friends, and the mice friends return the kindness to her. And then she gets a dress. Even though it gets ripped to shreds, her dreams are shattered in front of her because of her evil stepsisters. The kindness returns to her once more as a form of a fairy godmother. Then she goes to see the ball. And no, she's not there to see a prince. She doesn't even know who the prince is, let alone doesn't even know who he was, even though she was dancing with him. She just wanted a time for herself. That's all. So many people misinterpret that she only did it for a guy. No, she did it for herself. One doesn't have to be physically strong or have to get into fistfights to be a strong character. Exactly! Cinderella's a strong character and not many people recognize that, and it frustrates me. She's such a good character. She's so pretty. And also, I hate the fact that most of the Disney marketing has her in a blue dress when clearly it's a silver dress. Hence the beginning of the silver era of the 50s. Ah, if only people can get this right. So anyway, I would definitely put Cinderella in an A tier. I also appreciate that this is the beginning of Mary Blair. Mary Blair is a very good Disney artist who worked around the time of the 50s. Let me actually get this more accurately. I love her artwork for Cinderella. It's so pretty. The use of pastel colors is so gorgeous to look at. Like, oh, so dreamlike. Is there going to be an S tier? There's already an S tier. The S tier belongs to Pinocchio, but there will be other S tiers, don't you worry. Wait, Cinderella has been in a blue dress? Yes, the marketing has her in a blue dress, but in reality, it's silver. Don't be fooled by the way it looks. As you can see, right? God damn it. Quality is so bad. Why is the quality so bad? As you can see, it's a silver dress. Pearl white dress. It's never has been blue and it never was. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Like the meme of what color is the dress, silver or blue. I know, right? Of course, Pino's SS tier. He's my waifu tier. Yes, anyway, I love the ominous music contrasting with the ordinary discussion. I know. That's Kingdom Hearts for you. Even Gaslight, I always thought it was blue. No, it's silver. It's silver. Anyway, let's move on from Cinderella. Because again, I'm trying to go through this as quickly as possible. And speaking of S tier, Alice is S tier. Yes. Alice in Wonderland is indeed a fantastical, whimsical movie that I love dearly. As a child, this movie was very near and dear to my heart. This was before Pinocchio. Before Pinocchio really consumed my life. Alice in Wonderland has always been there. I just love the overall aesthetic, the world building, Alice herself. It's all so good. She is indeed a top tier lolly. But yeah, Alice is awesome. She is absolutely awesome. I can't remember if I've seen this movie before. Don't worry, don't worry. That's why I'm here. I will stream it on Pump for you guys so I can shove a gigantic book of knowledge of Disney into your mouth. Yes, one that gets a lot of attention and Alice is out of 10. You mean out of 10. Live action Alice was like the only good Disney live action. I thought it was okay. It at least tried something more different than the traditional Alice. Hold on. Stop there, Alice. Can you was in chat? Very fitting music this time. Mary Blair. She also did Alice art and it's also good. He's so pretty. This one's actually really... Save this. Look at her. She's so small. And also, I love the childlike aesthetic for Mary Blair's art. When she designed these Disney movies, they all had their own childlike wonder into them. Like, so cute. I would live in this house. This is the White Rabbit's house. I would live in this bunny house. Alice is one of the few Ochi Disney movies I watch, and I've seen quite a few. Yes, Alice is definitely up there. She's definitely a top tier movie for me, besides Pinocchio. I would have like a Loli and Shota solidarity between Pinocchio and Alice. The house looks very comfy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, one thing I love about Alice in Wonderland, the rides that they have in Disneyland. They're very cute. I used to get very fussy if I didn't get to go on the Alice in Wonderland dark ride as a kid. Because the ride is so good and I love Alice so much. Alice is definitely very near and dear in my heart. Maybe one day, in the future, maybe, I'll get a tattoo of Alice. We'll see. I just love this loli. She is a trendsetter. Because so many people do Alice in Wonderland adaptations. And a lot of it is copied off of the Disney version. Because she is just so iconic. She is very iconic in her overall design with the blue maid dress. She's also very popular in Japan, because I know Japan, they love doing parodies of Alice in Wonderland. And most of the time, they look into the Disney version and be like, yes, we need a protagonist with a cute blue dress and a white apron. The Shotacans get Pino, the Lillicans get Alice. You understand. You understand me well. Yes, this is very true in that factor. So, yeah, I would definitely consider Alice to be S-tier worthy. Next, another favorite of mine because I'm a very thirsty Shotokan. But if it weren't for Pinocchio existing, I would definitely have a Peter Pan phase. That also goes S-tier! Peter Pan! Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan. Which I know Peter Pan's getting another live action, and I'm very worried about that. Alice in Wonderland parodies need to see one of those. Yes, sir. I would recommend. Back to Alice, I recommend Cardcaptor Sakura Alice in Wonderland episode of the Oran High School Host Club Alice in Wonderland parody. Those were really good and memorable for me. Peter Pan is like sorta up there in Shotokan list. I would consider Peter Pan being like the thin line between Shota and Twink. He's like in the middle. He's not quite young enough to be a Shota, or at least small enough, but he's like up there in Twink, but he's not that old either, so he's like in the middle. Also, this movie is what's the word? I really love this movie as an adventure story. It's like, you know, captures a childlike wonder of boys wanting to scavenge through the jungle, through the sky, through the pirate ship. It's like that type of adventure movie. It's like really satisfying for me in a way. Not sure if I'm explaining this well, but it's just a feel-good movie to me. All these three movies in S-tier are feel-good movies, and Peter Pan is definitely one of them. Of course, I'm probably one of the few Peter Pan fans who don't really care too much about Tinkerbell, sadly. I just care more about Peter Pan because he's a very bratty Shota and he has very nice thin legs that I just want to snap in half. I was just gonna say Tuoda. I guess that's one way to say it. A Shota and a Twink. That would sum up Peter Pan. But also, Peter Pan is really popular with the girls. Not just from a Shotokan perspective, but in the parks they used to have like this Peter Pan. Let me see if I can find it. This Peter Pan walk-around character. And he was really handsome to people, and he was really popular, and people started stalking him, which got creepy, and then he quit. No joke, though. Especially in Tumblr, people really loved him. He was like, This made a lot of girls be like, oh, I wish I could be Wendy. I wish I could fly to Neverland with this guy. Like, oh, Peter Pan. Oh, I knew a few people who had like a crush on Peter Pan, and Peter Pan is like, ah, yes, take me to an unknown island so I can like fly around with you. When the Fujo started stalking Peter Pan so much he quits. I know, right? This was like the Fujo era of Disney fans. They're like, oh, you're the real Peter Pan. Let me stalk you and also find out where you live. Oh, he looks familiar. He gets talked about a lot every time you bring up Peter Pan, especially for the walk-around characters. It's so cute though. I wish Wendy could show up more in the parks. Because I think her and Alice are like very similar in a way. Well, in terms they do share the same voice actor. Forgot her name. Her name just escapes me, but she does share the same voice actors as Wendy and Alice. Oh, is this the? Let me open this thing. Oh yeah, the Gaston. The Gaston is really good too. He is really sassy. He's probably not the same level of popularity as this Peter Pan was, but yeah, I met the Gaston before. He's like really funny. He like hugged me but suffocated me in his chest, and I almost died. And I would have been like, "Thank you, Gaston. Thank you for killing me with your manly embrace." Yeah. Also, the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland is very iconic. But unfortunately, the line for it is always so tremendously long. You would wait there for at least 40 minutes or more in the hot sun. Mostly because the ride vehicles are like kind of slow. It's not like, I guess like in other rides where it's like a little quicker. I don't know. There is another video that better explains like why Peter Pan is like the capacity is always so big. So, you know. Did we go on the Peter Pan ride? I went on the Peter Pan ride. I think we did. I don't know. Who are you? Anyway, the Peter Pan ride is really good. But I wouldn't wait 40 minutes in line under the hot sun to go on it because the ride is very short. It's like 2 minutes long at least. So, yeah. I would recommend going in at night. But personally, I think Peter Pan is very good Shota. I almost had a Peter Pan face before Pinocchio, funny enough. So, it's way too long of a wait for one ride, especially when the ride is too short. Oh, Wolf is agile? Oh, oops. Oh, I didn't recognize you because I'm always used to your name being like Agile or something, but no, you're different. My bad. My bad. I can't remember. You know, I think we did go on Peter Pan when we went to Disneyland before. We rode. I don't know if we shared one boat because I think I remember we were squished into one boat, kind of like in Haunted Mansion. We were squished together in one Omnimover. Oh, you always have random ass names and random ass places. Well, good to know. I'm glad I know because it's kind of hard to tell everyone else's names in other platforms. But yeah. Enough of Peter Pan. I would definitely put him in S tier. I think he has very breathable legs. Oh boy. Good thing I told myself this is probably going to be a short stream because there's so many movies in here, even though I did intend to do more tier lists than this, but... Okay, Lady and the Tramp, where would I put you? I think I'll put you in C. It's, an okay movie. It's like, if you want a cute dog movie, but also a romance movie with the spaghetti, that's also really cute. Yeah. I watched it a few times before, but it's like, doesn't interest me as much as I would have liked it. Maybe it's not for me. But this is like more on the romance side of movies. Movies that are not princess movies. They're like talking animals. But it's okay because the dogs are really cute. So anyway. Now we're leaving the 50s era. Or at least we're almost leaving the 50s era. Another princess movie that I think very fondly of, Sleeping Beauty. That belongs on S tier. And I will tell you why. After I drink this water, because my throat is starting to give out a little. Mystery plans for 60 minutes of a tier list, and we get chatting 2 times as long as we think and end up being under 20 minutes. Yes. Already an hour in and we're not even halfway through the tier list. Okay, so anyway, Sleeping Beauty. That's a really good movie. And I'll tell you why. It's not because the princess doesn't say much, which is true. She barely has any lines. And you know why? No one explains why. And it's because her voice actress was an opera singer. It was very expensive. And not only that, Disney was already blowing their budget with the backgrounds and animation and everything that had to do in Sleeping Beauty. And they're like, fuck, well, we can't afford her to say any more lines, so we'll just have her sleep for half of the movie, I guess. Which is very funny to me. But, needless to say, we got a really good villain out of it. A very memorable one. Motherfucking Maleficent, aka my waifu who I want to step on me. I want Maleficent to step on me, and that is no exaggeration. She is just that good. I love me a woman who's also a war criminal. And that's Maleficent. Yes. Thank you so much for the gift sub. Yes. Steppies, you say yes. I want her to step on me and get her gigantic staff, shove it up my butt. Yes, Steppies. Yes. Anyway, enough for the thirst talk. Movie is really good. I like her dragon form too. Yes. The animation, as I said, really top notch. They really went out of their way to put as much effort into the movie as they can to make it look like a medieval movie. And it really shows. Like, look at this background. Look at it. I dropped my microphone. Anyway, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. who's breakable. Just wanna tear him in half, you know. He's very cute though. He's like an underdog type of character who later becomes a king because he pulled a sword out of a stone. Which is, I guess, the point of the whole movie. But I feel this movie is a little smaller and not really that cohesive with this plot. Kind of goes from point A to point B, point A to point B. It's like the real good part happens a little towards the end, but by the time anything from that develops, the movie is already over. I guess the most, it's like an okay movie. Not much to say about it really, but other than that, Madam Mim is really great. I think the Wizard's Duel is the main highlight of the movie for me. Mystery, I like Shota Who's Breakable, September 2022. More like Mystery Always. I always like a Shota Who's Breakable. So yeah, I think it's C. It's not that good in my opinion, but it's not that bad either. It's passable at most. So yeah. Next is Jungle Book. I would also put that in C. The movie is alright. I used to like this movie quite a bit. Mostly because Shota is great. He's practically wearing undies. But also, there's a Ka, the petal snake, which I think it was pretty fun. But just like, I wonder why I like this character. And then I look back and then see myself down. I'm like, oh yeah, because he's a Shotokan just like me. Do you mean a Shota can be broken physically or mentally? The answer is yes. Always yes. I think I can feel my voice giving out a bit. Mind if we take like a bit of a 10-minute break? Oh god, we still have so much. I'm gonna have to speedrun a few of them. Oh, thanks you for clipping that. So I'm gonna take a break with my voice a bit. Let's take a 10-minute break. Well, sure, Peanut movie actually underrated. Very true. I'm gonna take a break. Enjoy the Kingdom Hearts music for a moment. Okay, guys, I'm back. I took a bit of a break there. Got to lay down, rest my voice a bit. Gotta get some drinkies in me. Welcome back. Thank you. Oh boy, I did promise myself I would do multiple tier lists, but I think I'll just settle for one right now. This is already a lot. Anyway, in terms of animal movies, non-anthropomorphic ones, I will say my favorite ones would definitely fall under Aristocats and 101 Dalmatians, and therefore, 101 Dalmatians deserves an A tier. Very fun and entertaining movie, and also, I guess one of the first Disney movies to have the main focus being cats and not dogs. Usually cats in Disney movies are played as the villains, but in this case they're good. It's the people who are evil, the butler. So definitely Aristocats is definitely a fun movie, but I wish that when Disney promotes Aristocats that it would showcase all the siblings and not just Marie. I know Marie is the really cute girly one who has one really good line in the movie, but I wish all three of the siblings could get as much attention as well. Especially Duchess and O'Malley. I feel like O'Malley's a really cool cat, but I wish he got more attention as well. But if you think about a Aristocats walk so cats could run. No, we don't talk about cats. We don't talk about that cats. No way. Pray that Aristocats never gets a live action. I never want that to happen. Not in my lifetime. Hold on, I'm just looking for a song to play. Also, hope you guys are able to survive with this hot weather, whatever you are. It's definitely way too hot in here. Yeah, it's fine. Just wanted to change gears with the song. Hot sucks. If it's a Broadway Cats, that was good, but the movie, I don't know. Yeah, Broadway is better. Always better. Oh man, speaking of thirst, furry thirst. You know, I would put Robin Hood like a bee. Everyone who's anybody thirsty for Robin Hood. And I know Robin Hood is like a really well-known tale, but the only version I'm familiar with is the Disney version. That's the only thing I need. You need every furry's thirst bait was Robin Hood. And yeah, I don't blame him. He's really a charismatic fox who's also the hero. Robin Hood. Yeah. You can talk to any furry, you'll say, who's your first fictional crush? And they'll be like, oh yeah, it's Robin Hood. They're like, yeah, I don't blame him. The movie is good. I would say I found some entertainment while watching it as a kid. But you do notice that some of the animation is kind of lackluster here because you notice they would use a lot of repeating assets. But again, you have to remember that Disney was really on the budget this time around. So you can't really blame them, I guess. It's still a really entertaining movie. But after a while, you do notice the animations that are like copied from other animations. You're like, character-wise, it's interesting, but animation-wise, not so much. It kind of goes a little under. Robin Hood walks so furries could run. So true. I think Disney created furries. They created the popularity of anthropomorphic animals walking bipedal. This is a one that was that one that was odd in that it was like 4:3 or something? But yeah, they did kind of copy-paste a bit of the dance scenes. Yes. A lot of it is noticeable, especially in Robin Hood. Some people made like a video like comparison. But you just have to keep in mind that things were a little rough back then. And also, I believe this Jungle Book was the last movie before Walt Disney died. So a lot of people were scrambling, being like, oh shit, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Our big boss is gone. Now we can't make decisions. People blame and thank Disney for starting the whole furry stuff. Yes, it's a blessing and a curse at once. Winnie the Pooh! I will put this in C. It's a cute movie. It's definitely one I remember very fondly from my childhood. Very, very cute, very sweet. Y'all love little Winnie the Pooh. I personally loved Eeyore the most. He was a depressing donkey, and I'm like, ah, yes, I can relate to that immensely. As an adult, not much to say about it. This one did feel like a package movie as well. More so, it's a lot of short Winnie the Pooh stories all stitched together in one. But it was a very memorable story. A lot of us remember this, especially in Kingdom Hearts, since we're listening to that right now. I think there was one. I don't know if there was a Winnie the Pooh song in this playlist. But yeah, I guess Winnie the Pooh is not well delivered in Kingdom Hearts because of all the stupid little mini games. They were so tedious. But besides that, Winnie the Pooh is also very popular throughout Japan, more so than Mickey, from what I gathered. Even their Winnie the Pooh ride is really, really, really well made. This trackless ride and everything. So Winnie the Pooh is very, very popular over there. Rescuers. I would also put this in C. It's a cute movie with the lolly in peril. Let me see if I can find her. I think her name was Penny. Yes, if Celeste were here right now, I'm sure she would get a real kick out of this character, this very small lolly in peril, being probably molested by an older woman who wants her to get a diamond for her. You lolly peril. Exactly, you guys understand. Breed! Get your uwus in chat. The gap tooth. So cute though. She's very small. Very breedable. Very uwu. Look at that. So cute. I wonder if there's a... There's a really good shot of her with the crocodiles. I wonder... Yeah, this one! This is... Fuck, it's so small. Why is it so small? Ah. Just give me that shot. Just give me that shot. Yes, this shot. Now that's the money shot right there. Look at those panties. Look, those bloomers getting pulled up by that crocodile. Woo! Sheesh! She's so small. So frail. Ah. When Celeste comes back, maybe I'll ask her if she wants to watch this film together. I feel like she'll get a real kick out of it. I love a lolly with cute bloomers. So, ooh. You can't have that anymore, and with the shirt all the way up, I know, right? You see the belly! So erotic. You can almost see your chest. Yes, breed this lolly, breed this lolly. That's the one good thing about the movie. I know the sequel, they traded the lolly for Shota, which is... Heard the movie was really good too, so maybe I should check that out. Yes. Very good lolly. Yeah, she's so cute. I wonder if there's porn of her. The Ugly Bastard, there too makes it way better. I know, right? Oh. This movie was made for lolicons, I swear. I swear. Oh my god, look at her struggle! Look at her struggle! My god, that belly is erotic. Wow. Someone had fun animating that. I used to really like The Rescuers, actually, when I was a kid. Or at least when I was a teen, when I was rediscovering all these Disney movies. But I think it's an okay movie. The lolly is great, though. But it's like an okay movie for me. Misery is being very unhinged on Twitch. I know. I should probably be careful. Twitch mods are probably watching me. But that's okay. I don't care. If anything happens, I'll just go back to YouTube from whence I came. But I'm not checking a lot of my messages currently getting the R6 treatment. Oof. She's like 1.5 inch away from showing nipples too. I know! Oh, nipple. I hope she doesn't forget she's on Twitch. I am on Twitch. But, I don't know. It's a Disney movie. It's a Disney movie. Who cares? It's like, kids watch this. So it's okay. I'm not breaking TOS. It's just a Disney movie. Just had Roblox in the end of everything. Yeah. Sponsored by Roblox. Hi. We still got a long way to go. Holy shit. But we're getting to the Renaissance era very soon. Fox and the Hound. I put this in B. Actually, I'll put Rescuers also in B. I like the movie enough. Fox and the Hound, the movie made me cry because it was very kawaii, but also very sad. I was like, aw, cute, sad puppy movie. Oh, but the the fox is so cute though, very small. Lord, I forgot just how many movie Disney has made. I know! God damn. I'm probably gonna have to speed run most of it before I lose my voice entirely. And it's so hot in this room, it almost makes it a little bit unbearable to stream, but I'm trying my best. And a Fox and the Hound has feels. Out of 10. I agree. It has a lot of feels. Like, oh. I cried several times when the old lady departs with the small fox, and I'm like, no, don't go. Oh. Yeah, 1 grade up due to cute Lolly. Great Mouse Detective, also great Lolly. I would put this in A. This was a great movie, especially that Celeste streamed it once, and you all saw and you see a lot of the Lolly upskirt shots in that movie as well. That movie is very good. Very, very underrated. I would definitely wish Great Mouse Detective got more appreciation because it's such a great movie and has Vincent Price, and his voice was so excelente. The cute mouse movie, I know, is so good. I'm glad Celeste streamed it because that movie deserves a lot of attention because it's so slept on. Very strong daddy energy. Daddy lolly energy. Yes. Glad you guys agree. So anyway. Black Cauldron! That movie had a very troubled history. I'm not gonna go into great lengths because I don't have a source in front of me, but I know for a fact that movie is when Disney tried to be really daring. Be like, what if we make a really cool dark fantasy movie? Make it so dark, but also there's a lot of stuff that we had to cut out because it was too dark. The dog show was a mess, everything was a mess. They had one really annoying character in it that looked like a persona of Geppetto for some reason. But the villain was great though. The Horned King looked really cool. If you're a Disney buff, you definitely understand, or at least are familiar with Black Cauldron. Which, funny enough, that movie does have a princess, but everyone just kind of forgot about her. So not much to say from me, but there's like probably a lot of videos explaining about Black Cauldron. It's a strange movie. It's when Disney tried to be a little too over the top with how much dark material they can put in, but at the same time they had to also try to tone it down at the same time. I don't know. It was something. It was interesting. This few movies we just discussed is a very interesting era. It's the Bronze era of Disney, where Disney was kind of trying without Walt Disney's guidance, while also seeing how far they can push the narrative, even though some of it didn't work so well as others. Interesting, I've only heard of Black Cauldron as a hidden gem. I think Misery's the first person I've heard say it's not great. I mean, it's not a movie I would go out of my way to see. It's okay, but not super great. There are some things that could have been improved on in a movie. I would probably need to rewatch it because it's definitely been a while since I've last seen it, so maybe my memory is not that fresh. All I know is that the villain is really cool looking. The Thorn King is definitely good. There's like dark things, but I don't know abuse, but then there's like outright darkness of scary monsters and little dude melting in acid. Yes! I think there was like a cut scene where you see like a lot of people melting from acid. I think that was cut, but some screenshots of it did surface on the internet. Yeah, that part's cool. Oliver and Company, I would put that in C. That's a pretty good movie. That also has a very cute lolly, but also a very cute cat protagonist. I don't really remember her name of the lolly, unfortunately. Let me see. But also has Georgette. Oliver and Company. What's the girl's name? Georgette is great, but that's not who I want. Jenny! Jenny is her name. Oh, she's also really cute. She's like me with every cat I've ever had in my life. Oh, she's so cute. She's a cute little redhead. Little baby Oliver. Oh, but Georgette is really good. She's like a sassy, breedable, totally someone would fuck her type of dog. Someone would get like wet dreams about her type of dog. Yeah, she fucks. She absolutely fucks. Look at those legs. I am totally not a furry, but Disney just keeps pushing the envelope. The fan of her in the red dress is good. Yeesh. Oh, I don't remember this one as well. This is also very underrated, but it does have some charm to it. Disney calls both Anthro furry with Robin Hood and also feral with this. Yes, Georgette is to blame. Disney animates their furry characters a little too well. Just a little too well. And then you get shit like, I want to breed this dog. And you're like, wait a minute, am I a furry? And the answer to this is probably, you got the furry disease because one hot character is on screen and she's bipedal, not made of fur. But damn. She's got it. She's got it. She's got it going on. I would definitely rewatch this movie just for Georgette because she's so great. A prima donna type of poodle. No, but maybe not yet. Ask again in a week. Few of the different dogs in Disney movies are like super sexual charged. They are! They are! I think it's because of how slender their legs are. But also especially Georgette. She's like super sexual energy. I love that they gave her sharp teeth. Ugh. This has turned into a very thirsty Disney tier list. That's why I put the 18 plus on the title. I'm just going through these images now. But then again, some of them are not even that high quality. Ah, look at that! Booba fur. You know, they knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing when they created this character. Look at her. Look at that Booba physics with her fur. Sheesh! If safe mode isn't on, then it should just be safe. It's okay, we're just looking at funny Disney characters. There's nothing yabai going on. We're just looking at the furry bait. Oh, that's a really good cosplay. Anyway, moving on from Oliver and Company before I get too fixated on Georgette here. Let's go back. I would say this is a decent movie. I remember liking it fondly in my childhood. And that's what I call Furbies. But yeah, that cosplay is good. I boned that dog. Who wouldn't? Oh yeah, now moving on. I'm sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, I do not, in fact, like The Little Mermaid. Let me explain. I watched this movie a few times as a kid, maybe once, I don't remember. I remember being very scared of it because of Ursula. I haven't watched it since, and I sometimes don't even have the urge to watch it. That's pretty much the reason why. That, and I think Ariel is kind of overrated, but I guess, whatever. But yeah, this movie scared me a lot as a kid. Oh, hey, Paleostano. I guess he came in at the wrong time. Sorry, I do not like Little Mermaid. The movie scared me as a kid. I don't have any nostalgia for it. I don't hate it that much as before, but the movie is like, eh. I mean, right now that I'm an adult, Ursula is pretty great. She no longer scares me as much as before. Sorry, I disappointed you, Paleo. I know Little Mermaid is your favorite and Ariel is your waifu. Shall we? But yeah, that's just how I feel. Maybe if I rewatch it, I'll have a different opinion because it's a one movie I don't really watch a lot of. The songs are really memorable though. I will say. Maybe I'll put it C actually. Only because the songs are really good. Poor Unfortunate Souls is definitely my favorite. Okay, Mouse Detective is my favorite 2D Disney movie. Yes, that deserves a name. That is a really good movie, in my opinion. I bumped up Little Mermaid just a tad, just because the musics are really great. Unfortunately, I have not seen The Rescuers Down Under. I have heard that it's a sequel of The Rescuers, but it takes place in Australia. It has a really good animation and a shoda. Maybe one day I'll stream it, but I have not seen it. Maybe I've seen like little tidbits of it, but not the whole way through. Really grew into a giant and literally tried to war crimes so based. Yeah, Ursula was like an excellent villain. She is an excellent villain. Now that I'm an adult, I can definitely appreciate her more. Rescue Sounder is very good. It's so much better than the first one, in my opinion. So I've heard, so I'm gonna have to rewatch watch this on stream one day. Not here, of course, on Pump. So, yeah. One day I'm gonna dedicate the day to watch it, because I know I've seen little tidbits of it, but not the whole way through. Beauty and the Best. Now we move on to Renaissance era. Definitely not much needs to be said. The movie speaks for itself. Beauty and the Beast, A tier. Really gorgeous film. Really memorable. Probably the most memorable movie of Renaissance era aside from, let's say, Lion King, Little Mermaid. But I would say Beauty and the Beast is definitely a really entertaining movie. Animation standpoint, a storytelling standpoint, villains, Gaston is great. But so yeah, I would definitely say this belongs in A tier. Also, recently Tokyo Disney made a whole area based on Beauty and the Beast, and it looks so good, so big. They made another castle just for the fuck of it, and I'm like, fuck, I want to go there. Aladdin, also A tier. I think the genie is great, but mostly Jafar is super great too. Don't really care much about Aladdin, but he is very charismatic and likable enough. There's Jasmine. Jasmine's really pretty. He has a really, really, really tiny waist for some reason. It's very breathable. Yeah, I like it mostly for the genie, which is Robin Williams is really great. God rest his soul. So let's go through these quickly. Lion King. What more can I say? Lion King is also great. The original Lion King. Not whatever the fuck happened with that fucking live action. We don't talk about that one. We talk about the OG Lion King. I did rewatch it a couple months ago. It slaps. It really does slap. It's good. Scar, the absolute highlight of the movie. Furry husbando. Evil husbando. Yes. Really, really good emotional scenes. The Mufasa dying. I felt like... No, do not play. Not play for the love of God. Anyway, really great scene, which I feel like they succeeded more so than Bambi did in terms of parental figure dying on the movie. Because the difference between Bambi and Lion King, with Bambi, you don't see the mom getting shot, you just hear the impact. But with Lion King, you get that emotional and tension building up as the scene goes on with the wildebeest being stampeding over Mufasa. And just the way it's played out, so emotional, it just sticks with you. And they don't just immediately jump into like a happy, super happy scene like Bambi. It's like builds up little bit by bit until you meet Timon and Pumbaa, and then the happiness starts. But it gives you just a little room for that feeling that you just witnessed it to digest inside you. Know what I mean? So I feel like Lion King really succeeded in that, in which Bambi couldn't back in the day. Not much more that I can say because we already know the Lion King is a great movie by every means. Original, of course. Anyway, there's Pocahontas. Yeah, D. It's a movie. It's a movie. It tried to do things. I remember hearing that this was during production the same time as Lion King. Like the B team made Lion King, but the A team made Pocahontas, and it's like, oof. Where did it go wrong? Pocahontas was an interesting movie. I enjoyed the music. The music was great. I will say, the one driving force for me to liking Pocahontas was one of the villain sidekicks. Pocahontas, the Disney one. But yeah, the movie is kind of yabai with this history. No! No DMCA, please. No DMCA. Not in this house. Anyway, what was I doing? I think Wiggins is great. He is a very openly gay character. Not like... not like super... Well... Of course, Disney would never make an actual gay character, but... He is very gay-coded. And he's very flamboyant, which makes the scenes that he's in very funny. Which, is the only... Oh. Is it Germa? Is this Germa? Is Wiggins Germa? Is this pre-Germa? Oh my god. Oh my god, Germa, I love you in Pocahontas. It's just feminine or very flamboyant. Yes. This is just feminine, very flamboyant. He is very flamboyant. He is very... He's very gay. He's gay without saying he's gay, but you know he's gay. You know he's a twink. It's actually, no, it's the RT game who is basically Germa 2.0. Oh, yeah, this is Germa 2.0. Germa as a Disney character confirmed. He is indeed Wiggins. Anyway. Yeah, D. Not the best Renaissance movie, but now, here's where things get interesting. We're bumping Hunchback of Notre Dame to S tier. Oh, yeah. We watched this with Shiro one time. We enjoyed ourselves. This movie was an absolute banger. Hunchback S tier just for music alone. Agree, that's all you need. I'd say it's slightly better than Lion King in my opinion, but don't tell anyone. I just feel the religious themes in this movie were so well executed. It's so dark. Do you want to see the tier list I made? You can link it in chat or just DM it to me or add me on Twitter after I'm done with my stream. But yeah. I would say this absolutely belongs in S tier. No questions asked. The best, but also kinda underrated Renaissance movie. Hercules. Hercules goes in A. I used to have a childhood fixation for Hercules. The movie was so cool. Even though it wasn't even accurate to mythological Greek mythology, that sort of thing. Wasn't accurate at all, but it still made for a very entertaining movie, and I'm quite happy. I was able to see it in the theaters as a kid. Meg was very sex. Absolutely agree. Agree wholeheartedly. So yeah. I would also say the animation was really good. Really unique art style. That's one thing I love about the Renaissance movie. They always have a different tone of art styles that made it very distinguishable from each other. And she's like, time to speedrun, continues to go into long runs, and she puts them into the list. Hey, I had to validate why I like these movies, at least. Especially if they have a special connection with me. Hunchback 2 was also S tier. No, it wasn't. Hunchback 2 wishes it could be like Hunchback 1, but it never will be. Not that complaint, enjoying the info. That's good. Mulan! S tier. The best Renaissance movie to also exist. Mulan. My waifu, but also my husband though, and Shang, who's also clearly bisexual. Arikarasu. Redeem for head pad. You will get those head pads. Hero pato, head pat the puppet. Yay! Head pat, because I'm feeding you all this Disney information you didn't ask for. Yay! Also, I'm trying to go through this quickly as possible, even though I'm also explaining everything. I try my best. Yeah! Mulan. S tier. Really gorgeous movie. So, you know Mulan kills. She killed a shit ton of people in that snow battle. Like, damn. She did that. The Disney princess with a kill count, even though she's technically not a princess, but we just call her one anyway. So anyway, moving on. You didn't ask for it though. That why are we here? You're right. You're here to get Disney pilled. Anyway, moving on. Tarzan's like a D. It's an okay. I don't really remember watching Tarzan. Probably seen it like a few times, but it's like, yeah. Yes, Adonis, you do get Disney pilled every day. Because you're sticking with me forever. Anyway. I don't really had that much nostalgia for Tarzan, to be honest. Maybe I missed the boat with it when it first came out when I was a kid. Fantasia 2000, have not seen, but I know it's a lesser version of Fantasia. Dinosaur, D tier, I remember seeing it as a kid. It's kind of weird now, when you look at the very early CGI, it's like, Empress Who Groove? Hey, very funny. Very funny, entertaining movie. Even when I watched it as an adult, I'm still laughing every few scenes where Cusco is on screen. It's like, yes, top tier Disney princess right here. Atlantis. I don't remember seeing much of Atlantis, so I'm just gonna be safe and put in not seen because I haven't seen it in a long time. Lilo and Stitch. A tier. Even though I think Stitch nowadays is very overrated, but it's still a really good movie, so I can't really argue with that. Kronk, best girl? You're right. And Cusco Sass was great. So true. So true. Maybe I'll stream Emperor's New Groove, because that's a really good movie. Not gonna lie. After I watched New Groove, I just remembered it being very entertaining. I don't remember if I've seen Treasure Planet! A tier. I like it better than Atlantis, even though I don't remember much about what happened in Atlantis, but I know that I really love Treasure Planet more. I think that's also a really underrated movie, but gosh darn it, is it good. It's a really good, entertaining movie, a really good steampunk movie. I'll die on this hill supporting it because Treasure Planet's good. I don't care. It also has a very angsty teen boy. Brother Bear, have not seen. Home in the Range, have not seen. Little Chicken, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Little Chicken, I'll put in D. Read the Robinsons. B. Very entertaining movie, actually. I remember seeing it in theaters. That much I'll say. It does have some really good comedic moments. Both have not seen Princess and the Frog. E tier. Even though I wish the plot for Princess and the Frog was a little bit better executed. Just cause, you know, Tiana turns to a frog for the majority of the time, and it's like, I wish we could see more of her as a human. But that's okay. She is getting her own ride at Disneyland very soon, so we will be able to see her in all her glory in a new plotline. But yeah, the villains are great. I wish Disney could have just used this movie as an example that people really love 2D animation, and it could still be done because the animation Princess and the Frog is really gorgeous. And I will stand by that. It deserves so much more credit than it had. Winnie the Pooh. Had not seen the newer one, but maybe one day I will. Tangled. I put in B. I like it better than Frozen. And Tangled is good. Entertaining at most. I will say, in terms of the modern day princess movies, Tangled is really, really good. I especially love the bar scene and the floating boat scene with the candles and everything. Really good. Let's see, whatever happened to the old Pinot server? Oh, that old Pinot server, if we're talking about the one that we used to be in together, maybe. That one just stopped. I remember the person who was in charge of it just kind of closed it, just made it an archive. So it's pretty much dead. It died. Yeah, it died, basically. Sad, I know. Then again, I don't think the person liked me very much after it closed because they found that I'm a Shotokan! So whoops. Maybe one day I'll make my own Pinocchio server, but the hard thing is finding people who are even interested in it. Anyway, Wreck-It Ralph. A. Very good lolly. But also a really good story, putting in video game themes together. I thought it was really, really cool. I remember crying at the end in the theater. Also Frozen. Meh. Meh. It's okay. I don't severely hate it as most people do, but I think it's okay. Big Hero 6. Okay. It's okay. Some good moments, but it's okay. Zootopia. Very good. Very sex movie, if you know what I mean. Very good, very good. I'm excited for when Shanghai Disneyland gets their Zootopia land because I really want to know how that's like. Moana. I put in C. I actually haven't seen Moana since last time I saw it in theaters, and that was the extent of it. Maybe one time, maybe in the future, I'll rewatch it, and then we'll see if my opinion changes. Zootopia's furry made. Absolutely! That's why it was made. Anyway, Moana. I remember liking Moana alright, but I don't know, because that was years ago since I've seen it. Maybe my opinion would change if I watched it again. Wreck-It Ralph. Not breaks the internet. No. No, we don't talk about that one. We don't talk about that dated internet meme movie. I have not seen Frozen 2 and I want to keep it that way. Encanto! The funny incest movie. Yes, S tier. S tier. Encanto. I like Moana fine, but after seeing it first time, but then I started listening to the soundtrack a lot of... Fell in love with the music a lot more. Yeah, I definitely need to revisit a few movies, including Moana. You need a Discord for your whole stream. Yeah. Anyway, Raya. Have not seen it. Now we're entering Pixar territory. I do have a fond nostalgia for Pixar, although I like classic Disney more than Pixar. But there are some movies that are definitely good. I have some nostalgia for Toy Story, B tier, Bugs Life. B tier. I honestly don't remember much about Bugs Life. Toy Story 2. I'd say also B tier as well. Monsters Inc. A tier. I really like that movie. Finding Nemo. C tier. Incredibles. A tier. I'm just trying to go through these quick. What? Wow. What I do? What I do? Is it because of Toy Story? Is it because I put it on B tier? Mystery. Monsters Inc. was a good one. Finding Nemo's my fave. Toy Story getting shafted. Hey, it's not shafted, it's B. B is passable. I just think they're okay. But nowadays I just feel Toy Story is like a little too overrated, you know? I don't hate it. It's not like a Little Mermaid situation. I just think it's okay. But I like Monsters Inc. and Incredibles a bit more in terms of Pixar movies. I just told someone to watch Incredibles, lol. Cars. Of course it'll be D tier. Ratatouille! Now that's a top tier Pixar movie for me. Ratatouille. That's a really good movie. I remember I skipped school a lot. Maybe it was summer school, I don't remember which. Excuse me. I remember I skipped school in high school. And there was a movie theater a few blocks away. So I would go there and I would just watch Ratatouille over and over because it was such a good movie and I wanted to not be in school, you know? I was a fucking delinquent. Wall-E. C tier, cause fuck it. It was okay movie. I only seen it like once or twice. It's okay. Up. Also C, because you know why? The first half is like really emotional, but it happens so early that the rest of the movie that happens onward is so boring. And I'm just like, damn. It's just watch the first 10 minutes and then you're fine. That's just how I treat Up. Sorry. That's just how I am, okay? First half Up is the best portion though. I feel Up works best as a short, less as a movie. But that's just my opinion. I put the Cars movie. I put the Cars in D because fuck Cars. Fuck John Lasseter and his hard, wet dreams. Anyway, I think Toy Story 3 is A. That's the highest point of Toy Story. Cars 2, have not seen it. I prefer to keep it that way. Brave? Fuck Brave. I don't give a shit. Monsters EU? That was actually an okay movie. I'll put that in B as well. Inside Out? Yeah. Okay movie. Finding Dory? Yeah. Good Dinosaur? Have not seen. Prefer to keep it that way. Cars 3, have not seen. Coco. I would put that in C. I only saw it once in the theater, and maybe I need to revisit to have a different opinion. Misery is ruthless. I just have very different opinions from everyone. Yeah, but what about the Kachusi? There is no Kachusi here. Not on my stream. Puppet is quite the ruthless critic. Hey, there are other people who are far ruthless than me. I just have different tastes. Incredibles 2. It wasn't that great. Toy Story 4. I'll put it in C. It was okay. I saw it once in theater. Onward did not see. Soul? Definitely A. But that movie gave me existential crisis because it was so depressing. Oh, Luca. A tier, S tier. It's been a while since Disney or Pixar has given me a Shota Bait movie, and Luca's definitely up there. That's my favorite Shota movie from Pixar, by far. I love it so much, the character's so cute, so breathable, and it's Italian. And Pinocchio and Luca are like both Italian Shota, so I guess I have a taste. You only put Luca because Shota, exactly! And it's a good movie, it's so cute. The movie gave existential crisis. That was Coco for me. Oh man, I gotta rewatch Coco then. Oh my god, we're almost done. Turning red. Also A tier. Cute lolly, but also cute furry. Also, a lot of K-pop. That movie. Lightyear. What the fuck was even Lightyear? I only remember Socks being cute. And that was it. That was messy though. It was like, wanted to be something, but it couldn't. Then the plot villain and it made no sense. Anyway, that's it. That's it. My voice is definitely giving out now. Holy shit. That's my tier list. Take it or leave it. Cancel me if you want. Do what you must. Damn, miss being knocking them out though makes sense since the earlier movies were, I'd say, a lot more important, impactful, so would need a lot of more insight than the recent ones like Cars and Nemo. Exactly! A lot of heart and soul went to the old classics, and that's usually where I lie with Disney movies. I prefer the old classics over the new ones, except sometimes the new ones make exceptions like Encanto or Luca, and they're really good. Lightyear had a strange plot, but I enjoy watching it. It was okay. It was okay. Socks was the main part of it. Everything else was kind of forgettable. Kind of like, why? Why did this happen? Oh boy. We sure went a long way here, didn't we, guys? Oh. I'll be sure to give Mystery some Disney correction. No, you won't. Because I'm right. You're wrong. I got taste. This is my opinion. I don't care. I'm just tired now. Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna post this later. Whether you guys agree with me or not, this is my opinion. So anyway, I'm gonna shift gears now. I am tired. I talk so much. I've been live for 2 hours. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thank you. I'm gonna rest my voice now, and hopefully I can still talk after this. Thank you guys for joining me, though. Thank you for the subs and everything. It definitely means a lot. I'm also gonna post a VOD of this later on YouTube, maybe tomorrow. Thank you for praising the puppet. Well, you haven't seen Raya. I love Siso in that movie. Good dragon. Yes, I saw your post about Siso. She is definitely very cute. I just haven't had the chance to actually go out of my way to see it, but maybe one day I will since I got the Disney Plus app. Which Twitter account? My vtuber Twitter account, and mystery underscore VT, I believe. Yes, mystery underscore VT on Twitter. That's where I'm gonna post it. Again, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Let me post it on chat, I guess. Let me post it on chat. Yeah. So tired. Hopefully you guys had fun though. It was very fun to talk with you. I'm gonna post it. My Twitter and chat. So you guys can follow if you want to. I haven't set up any bots yet. Oh, thank you, JB. Thank you. You were ahead of me in posting it. Thank you. Oh. Anyway, I think Shira might be still streaming, so I'm gonna raid you. Raid Shira. How do I raid? How do I raid? How do I raid? I'll be the bot for the time being. Thank you. How do I raid? It has been created. Oh, okay. Go support Shira. Thank you all for coming here. I'm gonna go rest. Go support Shira, please. Shira's playing Fortnuts right now. Tell him I said hi. Raid now. Go support Shira. Bye-bye.